Trying to do a thorough investigation, talk to everybody.
It's all to help Shanann, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. So like I told you, Dad, I know this is a really tough time. I'm very sorry to have to meet you under these circumstances. I'm sorry for your loss. I can't imagine what you guys are going through. So I really appreciate you guys taking time to speak with us. And
No problem.
I know it's probably not an easy thing to do, so I really appreciate it. But like I said, we're trying to do the best, most thorough investigation we can for Shanann and the girls. So
yeah, we just nerves, no more nerves. I don't know, like the world coming in. I just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, let me just start off getting some information from you. It's Frankie.
Yes.
And your last name?
Rzucek.
Same as your dad?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's weird. I just made a post like a week before all this happened. I said, I'm the last one I could extend my family's last name, even though she couldn't anyway, But it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just so strange.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, I'm the only Rzucek left. There's
Really?
some John. I don't even know who he is. I met him on Facebook.
Oh, really?
He's not related to me at all, which is weird.
Huh? Yeah.
So I didn't know. It's a weird last name to have
Yeah,
someone else have.
it's not a common last name. So.
We're probably related somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Who knows? But
Where is he at?
like Buffalo, New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty close to where we grew up.
Yeah.
New Jersey. It's
Oh,
close
really?
enough. Yeah.
What you did, Mercer? And what's a good phone number for you? And an address? We'll just start off with if there's anything that you want to say or have been thinking about or anything that you think we should know.
And other than I told them, she wasn't sick at all until the day he got there, which I thought was real strange. And he didn't come out to take care of her at all. She was up all night, and I kept checking out her.
So this is in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
The day he got there, he was acting real standoffish, but we never thought it. Just didn't think anything. I didn't think he didn't feel good, or he's tired from the flight, or we didn't think anything. He's just I don't know. He's just acting a little weird, like distant, But I mean, if we had known any of this, like he was talking to someone else, I mean, boy, that would have been a whole different another story.
Yeah.
But I mean, my sister, she didn't act like anything was wrong until at all, nothing. Like it was normal, same thing as it always has been.
She never said anything to you about them not getting along?
No, nothing.
Okay. How close were you with her?
Pretty close. She would tell me things like she wouldn't tell my parents.
Right. That's another reason we talk to everybody.
Yeah. And and she told her friends things she wouldn't tell me. Because she wouldn't want me to worry, and she knew eventually I'd probably tell my dad or mom.
Right.
So, yeah. Like at the beach when she found out about her lupus or something. It was something going on, and it was like acting up or something. She told me in like the elevator, she's like, "Don't tell mom and dad." I was like, "Okay." This was like 5 years ago.
Mm.
But I was like, "Oh, thanks. I feel special.
Right.
Thank you." But no. Other than that, I mean, that's the only thing that I can say. I kept checking on her. She's always so private and so like not to worry about her. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. Like, I'm gonna get you wet rags. She was throwing up, and she said she had a real bad headache. She's always had headaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why she had surgery in her neck. I guess that's why she had something wrong with her discs.
Okay.
And she just had it like, I don't know, 5-6 months ago. She had to wear one of them big braces. She has a scar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't sleep good. I've been depressed for a couple of years, so I don't sleep till about 5 or 6 in the morning. I'll sleep 2 or 3 hours and I'll get up, as you probably can see. And I sleep when I can. And I don't know, I just kept checking out, I'm in and out smoking cigarettes and whatever, and I go in and peek on her, and she slept on the couch, which I thought was odd, and that he never came out to see her, or because he used to be like so like nurturing, and so like, I mean, I was almost like, dude, you're a little much, dude. Like, who cares? I mean, who's like that, Like, he went from being like the best guy I could ever picture for my sister to I could care less what happens to him.
Yeah.
You know, like I hugged him a week ago. Say thanks, man. Thanks for everything. I'll see you. You know, and he helped me with my brakes on my truck. You know, like he's a very smart mechanic. He was trying to help me with them, and I mean, he's giving me advice with them and things. You know, it's just so mind blowing. When he did the interview, we kind of knew. I was like, oh, there's no doubt. Especially with back in the truck and driveway. I was so mad. I wanted to get here, and I wanted to get him to the police station myself. But I'm glad that I didn't ever stop me, and they did what they did, because he was stupid enough to say and blurt out things. Yeah. So thank God, you know, because they'd probably still be missing. You know, we'd probably still be looking. So, but I don't know. That's the only thing I really. I don't know. I'm kind of private myself, so I was like kind of in my room a lot. So, I mean, I wish I was hung out with them more. Like being depressed, you kind of seclude yourself from people, and you know, I come out when I would feel good, and I go out and play with everybody, and I don't know. It was if I had known any of this, I would have spent way more time and you know done way more things. But I figured out, so I was like, I'll see you guys in October. I'll come up for Halloween or something, you know, and go trick or treating with the kids. And the only thing with the other thing was weird at when Shanann, but this is I think for all moms, you know, like she was on the back porch, and I mean the girls could see her, literally see her, and she's on the phone like making a call, and she's like, okay honey, just wait 1 minute, and they're screaming like bloody murder, like they would never see her again, like screaming like hey, it's okay, mommy's okay, you know, see there she is, you know. And they even if we opened the door, she'd go out to them, and then they'd go play somewhere else. They just wanted to know she was there, like by them. And I mean that's a mom thing, but and I was like, damn, Chris, what are you, chopped liver, you know? And he was like, yeah, I know, right? And that was it. And then I thought, it was, you know, so I'm like my mom, you know, like hey dad, hey mom, you know, it's a mom thing. Right. But I don't know. He's dinner time, we had Bojangles, and they had like these little separate, you probably don't know Bojangles, it's a chicken place.
I've heard
and
of
they have little things of coleslaw, and they only had like so many for like the family, and there was like one left, and I was like, Shanann, do you want it? She's like, no, you can have it. And Chris is over here scarfing his down, but he hasn't been there, so I was like, I didn't think, you know, they already had Bojangles once or twice, and he loved it. He grew up at his house, you know, and I was like, let him eat his, you know, and I was like, Shanann, eat it. She's like, no, it's okay, I promise. I'm like, you know, just eat it, you know. She won't. I don't know, it's just how we are. We're both stubborn, you know. So it was sat there in the fridge forever till someone ate it, but I ended up eating it. But I don't know. It's just I have no idea where this would even come from. I've come up with different scenarios in my head, you know. I don't know. You know, like when you get mad at somebody, and you know, I've been in arguments, fights with girlfriends, and you know, they say things that'll get you into a rage. You're like, oh hell no, you know. And you know, I thought maybe he could have told her, or she was like, hey, well, where'd that $60 go to on your little trip you went to the baseball game? And I think he maybe could have told her what he did. He was on a date with his new girl, and she could have said, oh yeah, well, I was with some guy in North Carolina the whole time or something, and he could have done something and woke the girls up, and that's why he had to do that. I don't know. I could never see him hurting my sister, let alone like smacking her. I've never even heard her yell, get loud, curse. I mean, seriously, like,
you never heard
unbelievable.
Any violence between them?
At our wedding, I'm crying, thanking God for him being in my sister's life. They're doing my speech, yeah.
So one thing I just wanted to clarify, you said she got sick when he showed up in North Carolina? Is that right?
Well, it was that night. I don't know. We ate dinner, and he's on one side, she was on the other, but it's the table's up against the wall. So, you know, that's just the way it is, because there's not much room at Mom's kitchen. And, I mean, I was like, I bet you guys missed each other, you know, you guys have fun tonight, you know, and they're like, yeah, you know, but I don't know. Now that I look at it, I kind of see it, but then I didn't
register.
I didn't think anything of it at all. And I don't know. She just I was in my room watching TV. It was about maybe 2 in the morning, and I don't really know. It was late. Everyone was sleeping, and I heard something going on, and I went and peeked. I don't know if it was the girls or her, and I was like, "Hey, you all right?" You know, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I'm just sick." And I said, "Was it pregnancy stuff?" And she was like, "Yeah, probably." And she said, "I'm dehydrated," and that's what she sent one of her girlfriends, and she actually made a post saying she was dehydrated here in the South, but she's not. She drinks water like she's like no one's business. Really, it's constantly, and she eats nothing but vegetables. And I have a garden in North Carolina. I was constantly getting her cucumbers and my peppers, and she'd make salads and things. And trying to, she's always healthy. Always nut with that, you know. And keeping the baby healthy. That was her main thing, you know. And I was like, "Do you need anything? Could you take anything?" She was like, "No, I can't really take anything." I was like, "That stinks, you know." I said, "Well, what can I do?" You know, she said, "It's just okay. I'll let you know." And I gave her. She asked me for some shorts. I gave her shorts. It's actually they pair I brought with me. I wear them, but I think I checked her 2 or 3 times, and I was just making sure she was okay. I'd like peek around the corner on the couch, make sure she was okay. And I think maybe she went in there so she didn't go back in her room, wake the kids up. Maybe, you know. So that's what I was thinking. But I heard they got an argument that night on the back porch. So I don't know. I don't know what the argument was about. I wasn't even there, and I think it's my dad or mom or somebody said they got a little argument. But
Okay. So you didn't hear the argument? Someone
no,
told you they did?
mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know. I know it was about his parents and stuff. That he had just gotten back from his parents. I think that was actually. I think that was the night before they left to go home, maybe, because they had already went to the beach. I think it's hard for me to remember. It's just my brain is shot, really. But it was it wasn't the day. It was the day we got Bojangles, if I remember. So I'm pretty sure it was the day before they left, and to actually go home. But I was like, I was like, well, the guy wanted to hang out with his family, and she was like, she was gonna spend all week with us, and on the weekends go to his house, his family's house, and so they all could all swim, see the kids, and she's got pictures all to prove it, and the nut thing kind of set her off, and the family could care less, so she said, "Screw it, I'm staying at my mom's house," And her and my mom butt heads a lot, so she'd be like, "Man, how do you deal with this?" I'm like, "Hey, the guy do like I do." And see, me and my girlfriend, we had broken up a couple months ago, so I went back to mom's house, let her keep the condo. She had kids, so what am I gonna take and let you not have a house with kids? So I was like, "So I'll go back home, mom, and eat some good food," But other than that, that's all I could really say. Or I lived out there I moved out there when she first had Bella, and
You moved to Colorado?
yeah,
Okay.
and back it was like July 1st, and what's weird is I think I actually came home on August 13th, which is weird, really weird. It's got to be around that day, because remember it's only like 40-something days. I remember counting the days, because like I don't know, I was trying to like make it out there and make her happy, and we were having so much fun, and she was like taking care of me like a mom, and whether she wanted to believe it or not, she's like my mom times 10, like way more, way more, like anal. Like if you put something here, it goes just here.
Yeah.
Here's where it goes, But and he was, he was on point with things. Like I don't know, and I wanted to go to the beach with them, but I had to work. I was starting a new job, and a lot of times when I came home, the girls were always sleeping and things. So. I don't know. She didn't say anything. I don't remember saying anything at all about him, other than about the kids and stuff. It was just normal things.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing weird. Nothing off the ordinary.
How long were you in Colorado?
Maybe a month and a half. Yeah, because I came home to be here by October for my family, my class reunion. That's what I remember, and I was like, "I'll be back," and like we both cried, and we said our goodbyes, and I actually got like 2 hours away, or actually about an hour away, and I turned around and was starting to go back, so I was like, I can't leave my sister, seeing her cry, and saying goodbye to Bella and stuff. I was like, oh, it was eating me up the whole way. And I was like, I gotta turn back around. I went back for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I really want to go home, and that's when my depression was really starting. I didn't know what was going on, I just knew I was tired a lot and things, But I still got to get a doctor for that because obviously it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with it.
So this was back when Bella was born, you said?
Yeah. And I was happy to help, with Bella, and she was so like new mom, so everything's super clean and super everything's out of reach and things. And Cece was a whole nother story. She's a wild child, so no matter if you put things up high, she'll find it, she'll get it. That's why she did the latches on the doors and things. She was a funny kid, I tell you. They went swimming at the house, and the day I got there, I first met Cece. I hadn't seen my sister in like 3 years, which I hate that, being so far away. But they went swimming, and they had a great time, and I was playing with them, and there's actually a video of me with the squirt guns, and we were playing. I was having a good time. And now, they went inside and got changed in their nice clean clothes and dry clothes, and they come outside, and Bella or Cece and Bella went right by the pools, and Bella, she's just quiet and distant. She does her own little thing. And Cece, she's just got to be here, hit her. She's just crazy. She's a crazy little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, goes to put her foot over the pool, and Shannon's like, no, you just got changed, and she just looks at her like, dunk. I was like, oh my God. She's like, F you. And she's like, yeah, she knows I'm not gonna get up. She's tired, Yeah, I'm sure. Chasing her around all day, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
It was. Even watching her was exhausting. But no, that's why we were more shocked and enraged, to even, we heard about it on the news first. I remember the computer, me and my mom were inside, and we're calling people, trying to see who's heard anything, and I heard my dad scream on the back porch, and we were like, oh my God. And we run out there, and he's crying, and we read the big screen, husband admits to murdering mother and children, and we were like, I don't know, it was awful. It was awful, something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry you guys had to find out that way.
That's awful.
Not what we wanted to have happen.
I know. The way these media people are, it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. And
I'm sorry you
right
had to
after
find
we
out that
found
way.
out, my family's calling. We're calling family, and this lady Carol McKinley from ABC News. I didn't know. I was like, "Is this Aunt Carol?" And she's like, "Yes." And I talked to her about 30 minutes. I was like, "Oh my God, can you believe this?" And crying to her. And towards the end of the conversation, she says something. I was like, "Who's this?" She was like, "Oh, this is Carol such and such." And I was like, "Are you for real? You let me, what a piece of shit."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, you're not releasing any of these things I'm telling you, right?" She's like, "No, not unless you give me access, whatever."
Consent.
Yeah. And I was like, "Hell no, especially since you took it from without me knowing."
Right.
That's just wrong. I was so mad. And ever since then, every time I answer my phone, I'm like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah.
Even I got their number saved.
Right.
It's crazy. People are fucked up. They
Yeah,
really
that's
are.
terrible.
People creating fake accounts for like I said with the Chris thing, and
Yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, we're sitting there, I'm watching the video of this cortex. We didn't really get to see it, and since this Chris Watts sent you a friend request, I'm like, why send it to me?
Yeah.
Send it to some other schmuck.
Yeah.
It's like I was bad enough to see his face all over the internet and all over TV. It's like your family went from normal life to this nightmare circus. Cameras everywhere, lights everywhere, people texting, calling. And everyone's been so nice. It's like I don't deserve it. I feel like I don't. It's not for me. It's for her and the kids. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's this. Here's some money. I'm like, no, please. I don't feel worthy. I'd do anything to have them back.
Yeah.
If I can give everything back to them, I would. But I don't know. Seeing him today and watching him in a video, I feel bad for him. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I can't help it. I know what he did to my sister, and then when I saw her house the other day, I saw a garage, knowing that was where they dead bodies left. It ate me up. But seeing him and watching him today, I was just, watching the video when I got the Chris Watts thing, I was like, I still feel bad for him. I have a heart in my chest, I do. And we loved the guy. We did. He was my brother. And it's just, crazy.
Yeah.
They never fought, never did anything, never argued. Even Shanann, when I was there, when I moved out there, she was like, "Can you tell him to be a little bit of an asshole? You know, he'd come down, call me a bitch or something."
Yeah.
You know, and it's just one of those yes man. You know, he was in love with her. That's why he was in love. He was like obsessed, and I think maybe he probably had in his head, if I can't have you, no one will, and he either did that, and the kids had to have seen. I don't ever see any other way of why he would do that.
Yeah.
You know, at all. I really don't. But there's no doubt in my mind my sister would never, ever, ever hurt them children. She found pistachios in my room and she went off on me. She's like, "What are you thinking?" That's the worst night she could be around. I was like, "I'm sorry, I've been here for like months. I don't know, I'm sorry." You know, they're on my shelf. And she's like, "If you know CC, she can get to them." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry." So I went through my room, made sure everything was, everything, chocolate, whatever. And she's very protective. And I mean, she was all over them. And I don't know, she loves her kids. Loved her more than anything in this world. She wasn't even supposed to have kids. She had lupus. They told her she would never have kids. She almost had endometriosis when she was young. She had so many scares, and that's all she ever wanted was kids. Every time she seen a kid, she'd always hold one and walk around the house. She'd babysit them. I don't know, half the picture she's got with kids on her hips, all growing up. She just wanted to be a mom. And once she found out she was pregnant, it was crazy. Everyone's freaking out. I couldn't believe it. And then my parents, they all flew out. I wish I could have came, but that's when I ended up moving out here. And then they found out about CC, and I was like, "This is crazy," And then she found out she was pregnant again. I was like, "Oh boy, this is a boy this time." I know it. I had a feeling. My mom did that little test with the needle in the string.
Yeah.
And it said boy, and I was like,
really?
"Oh, this is gonna be cool." I was so excited because you got fun with your nieces and stuff all you want,
right?
But boy, you can go fishing. I mean, I could do that with girls, but you know what I mean. It's
right.
Like
I understand.
Boy things.
Yeah.
And I was so excited because I don't know if I could have kids. I tried with girls all these. I'm 33 years, probably 33 years old. And I don't have any. So obviously something's wrong. But because they all have kids now. All my ex-girlfriends. But and so I was like, well, screw it. I got some nieces. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of them, spoil them. So now I got nothing.
Yeah.
So,
robbed of them.
Yeah.
It's gotta be tough.
Yeah, it's my only sister, my only family member.
So you said she was sleeping on the couch when she was out there. Did she do that the whole time she was there?
No, once. Not once. Only when he was there.
Okay. Did she sleep on the couch the whole time he was there? Do you know?
He was there like one day, and then they went to the beach, and then they came back, and I'm pretty sure that was the night, and then she slept on the couch. The night before they went to the beach, they all slept in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many nights was he there?
Maybe 3. I'd have to ask my dad.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not good at paying attention to stuff like that. It wasn't much because he was just supposed to come there and he was hanging out with us for a day, and then he was going to go to the beach. And the last day he came back, he was going to hang out with his family, and they were supposed to go to the beach with them. And I think they did, but they didn't meet up at all.
Really?
Because of that nut thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had it planned, and his dad loved those kids because he did. I feel sorry for his family. They gotta go through a whole lot.
Right.
I could imagine what they're going through. They lost nieces and their son. And I'm sure some of them had love for my sister. Not the mom so much, but hey, that's their problem.
Right.
But and I was keeping in touch with his sister through this thing, even after the interview. And oh boy, I knew immediately. And I was like, just ignore it. People are gonna talk crap. Just ignore it.
The media interview.
Yeah. No, people commenting on that on.
But I mean, his interview with the media.
Yeah. And people are like, "Oh, he's guilty. He's gonna rot in hell. He's guilty as shit." And she's like trying to stick up for him. I was like, just let it be. And I said, we all love Chris. We're all still a family. Whether people butt headed or not, there's a family missing right now, and that's what we gotta worry about. And she said something. She said, I'm worried. I'm scared for everybody. Is what she said. And I thought that was kind of weird. I'm scared for everybody. I was like, but still again, Chris, not the Chris we know, So I was like, well, but then after, like I said with the interview, I was like, this is just all too much. This is immediately him laughing. That was just not him. It's like it's like the devil got into him and turned him into a whole different person.
Yeah.
I mean, no, just shut him off. Like, he was never like a hyper and happy guy. He's always kind of, I don't know, he just didn't get excited about things. He didn't really show emotion, but now he's like really not showing anything.
Yeah.
You know. But that's, I mean, I was
What's his sister's name?
Jamie Watts. No, yeah, Jamie. Hang on, it's not Watts anymore. I'd have to go through a bunch of messages. Because I remember seeing it like in my head the other day. Hang on, I'll get it. But she was me and everyone deleted and blocked each other. And me and her stayed friends. At all of them, because I didn't have no problems with nobody. I'm easy going. You know, if you don't mess with me, I'll mess with you. You and Shannon have problems. That's your problem. You know, that's not on me. That's you guys. You know, and you know their family become like our family. And like I said, his dad. I mean, he posted pictures of those little girls every day, and every time Shannon posted something, he would comment and love and like it, and you know, Ronnie, he was a good dude, you know, and I can imagine they're probably losing their jobs over this, and God knows, because you know people are coming to their jobs. Their parents had nothing to do with this, as far as I know. I mean, even if they did, they weren't here. They didn't make them do it. And you know, the thing with strangulation, it's like you have a chance to stop doing what you're doing, or you can continue, and then you're done with one, and you still have choices to go to the other two. You know, that's what, I don't know. I keep seeing it in my head, like in his point of view of my family's faces.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I asked God to get it away from me. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't know why. I guess like either Shannon's talent showing me or what, but I wish it would go away.
How far away is
Jamie
this
Watts Williams is her name.
Watts Williams?
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah, she.
Do you have her phone number, or do you just talk to her through Facebook?
No, it's just through Facebook. Yeah.
Messenger, or do you call her on Facebook?
No, we never was close like that. This was like the. This was like the only time. I think but January 9th, 2014 was the last time I talked to her on here.
Oh, okay.
Before this. And I said, she said, no one was talking to nobody for no reason. And I mean, when they went missing, and my parents, we all thought that was kind of odd, but you know, I think they were scared for their son, and they didn't want to, because you know anything said could have been misconstrued. And she said to me out of nowhere, she said, "Hi, I just want you to know I'm scared for everyone involved." And I said, "Thank you, you and I both. This is crazy. We are torn up, in disbelief and shock. Thanks again. Just pray as much as possible." She said, "Oh, trust me, I know I haven't said anything, but honestly, I'm trying to figure it out." She said, I just can't. People are making the most horrible assumptions. I said, "No, that's Facebook. I try not to read the comments. Some people are assholes. I'm sorry." She said, "Someone's asking me, what's the mark on his neck?" And oh boy, I saw it. I'm like, how did no one see that, you know? And I was like, I know, they are, you know, she's trying to play both sides, try to be nice, you know, even though it's eating me up. But I'm still a nice guy. I don't care. Even like with my posts, I'm praying for his family. I am. I'm praying for him, you know. I said what I said the first day. You know, I said, make Satan have mercy on the soul instead of God, you know, and I meant it. But now, you know, I feel bad for the guy. So, I mean, he's never been in trouble in his life. He's never even went to court, I don't think. So this is like a whole new thing for him.
Right.
So he's scared to death. And I was just hoping he would be man enough today and just be like, you know what, this is what happened. But I'm sure his team has talked to him enough, you know, to try to make him believe he can get out of this. It's not going to happen. I don't give a shit. The whole world will go in an uproar if he gets free. But I even said I'll pay for his bail. But anyway, I said I know they're asking us to make your messenger private or delete your comment. They will hound you. You know it. I said people are heartless. Just ignore it. She said I'm trying to, but it's hard. He would never hurt his family. I don't understand this. I said, oh, trust me. I know people are already assuming they're deceased. Like what the fuck? Everyone is an expert online, you know. She said Facebook is the devil. Well, I said, oh, I know. We all love Chris. It's killing me. I'm actually trying to stay off here for a few days. And yes, you're right. People are effed up and don't care. That's why I said for them to be respectful to her and to us.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I appreciate that comment. I appreciated that comment. And I said, please just ignore it. We all are going through enough. We don't need the extra stress either. She said, I'm doing my best. Thank you. I'm here if you need anything. I said, thank you so much. Same here. And she did a heart. And I said, I love you guys. Stay strong. I'm so worried about them. We can't even think straight. She said, me too. I'm a mess. I said, this feels like something out of a scary movie or some nightmare. I'm in shock. I don't want to believe any of this. My sister and nieces are all I have, and Chris is like a brother to me. You guys became our family. Yes, some butt heads, but this all needs to be put aside because there is something more important thing to worry about right now. All of our sanity and the precious lives of 3 kids and my only sister. She said, I totally agree. We are family, and yes, lots of crashing heads at time, but big bold letters. We all want them home. I just can't believe the onslaught of people attacking him. I said, I understand people don't know him like we do, but don't let it bother you. It will make you insane. I know you love your bro as we do. Just ignore it and trust me. She said, trust me, I'm trying. I'm getting feisty though. My brother would never hurt anyone. I said, oh, I know. That's blood. You fight for the ones you love. I'd be the same way, which I am. Don't let it bother you. People won't stop. And once they know they got you, they'll keep going. They're heartless. And she said, they are ridiculous. And this was the next day at 11 a.m. I said, hey, I just wanted to say I love you guys. I'm praying that we get some good news soon. And she said, love y'all too. Praying so hard. And then that was at 4 p.m. So she took her all day and messaged me back. And then that's the day I'm pretty sure we found out. And that's when I said that, and I blocked her immediately. I didn't want her to see what I wrote because she loves her brother, just like I love my sister. And I'll do whatever the hell it takes to find him, And I was trying to get out here as much as I got. If someone would have paid for my ticket, I'd have been here. And it probably wouldn't have been good, And it's probably good it happened the way it did because then nobody would know anything. Because I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Wouldn't have been good.
I can understand that.
But that was the only person I talked to. I mean, I don't talk to his parents or nothing. And her husband, he's a little weird guy too. But he's nice. He's a nice guy. He's just...
How far away do they live from you guys?
Spring Lake, I think. So,
Spring Lake.
I don't know. It's almost towards Fayetteville. We're like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from Fayetteville. So, I only went to their mom's house once for Belle's birthday or something like that. It's before CC came, and Belle was just a little baby, but that I'm pretty sure they stay kind of close to each other. But my dad knows. He knows where they live.
Okay.
Pretty sure he knows the address and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I don't know. I was trying. It's as hard as I knew in my head. Immediately, as soon as I heard his truck back in the driveway, all the doors were locked from the inside out. Someone had to come into that garage. Someone had to leave through that garage, and that was the only way. And I immediately knew. Shannon's stuff ripped off her bed. Her ring was on a counter. I see my sister in my head. I know my sister. I know she took her ring off. She's like, you have the house. You have everything. I just want my kids. And she probably took the kids and the phone and was going to walk out, and maybe he tacked her onto the couch. And the girls were like, mommy, mommy, and and then, I don't know. I got like 20 different scenarios that I built up in my head, but that's the only other way. I mean, because, God knows, I've been mad enough to want to, like, not strangle anybody, but, like, be, I don't know, like my ex-girlfriend, she bit a hole out of my arm. And I didn't do nothing, but boy, I was like so mad. I was like, Jesus, what the hell's wrong with you? I took her phone, I just was doing like this, and I was playing with her, and she's like, bit a hole. I have a scar, I'll show you. And she bit a hole in my arm. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But never. And I don't know, she wouldn't do that. I know that for a fact. I put that on my whole life.
How often did you talk with Shanann?
not as much as I wish. You know, she posted every day,
Yeah.
so I would comment and love and do that. And it seemed like more often I would, like here recently before she came, I guess, because I guess I knew she was coming, and I always loved the girls' pictures and things like that. And I don't know, it's hard to remember back. I didn't really pay attention to much. I just went with the flow.
Yeah.
My life is a whole nother crazy mess. So, trying to remember and it's, I don't know. But I don't know. They said there's like someone we could talk to here, like a psychiatrist or whatever. Not a psychiatrist, but I mean, we had a family doctor at home that they all got to see before they left. I don't have one, and I mean, I don't need to go see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I would like some medication or something because I don't sleep. It's getting even worse. I'm sure you can see it under my eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm going crazy, really in my head. I mean, I'm fine mentally, but you know what I mean. It's just.
This is a tough thing. This is gonna.
Yeah.
This will wear on anybody. So
it's gonna be years.
You gotta take care of yourself, man. If you need to go see somebody,
yeah,
go see somebody.
Well, I guess we'll be home in a few days. We'll do something.
Yeah.
Because I got back problems, I got spinal stenosis and neck problems just like Shanann did. And, it's been killing me. I don't know what the heck it is. Again, when I look to the right, I gotta do this, but that's at least my worries.
Yeah.
I can fall apart. I don't care. I just, I'm gonna get this solved and get it just deserved.
Yeah.
To do. So
We're doing the best that we can.
I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody's help. My post, I said the cops were dragging it for you. I was mad. I'm sorry.
No, I
didn't
understand.
know. I know. And now
We
I
understand. Yeah.
And I was so mad. And
We're used to it.
I know. And I have nothing against cops. I have a bunch of cop friends. And
No offense taken.
I just didn't. I wanted them to be found sooner, because I want to be able to see them again, and hug them.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them like they are
understand.
now, which I'm probably going to, but it's gonna be rough. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember them like that, so I don't know because I already have enough in my head.
Yeah.
Of seeing them, and I don't know why. It's like every time someone asks me, "Hey, what do you think happened?" It's like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
I see it. It's like my sister's playing it for me like a film or something. It's weird. And then I don't know if my dad told you, but the day we got here, we dropped off our stuff. We went downstairs and got off the elevator, and boom, there's a girl standing there, identical to my sister. I've never seen anybody ever look like my sister. I have a picture. I took a picture of her. Yeah, I mean, my dad. I look over and every goosebump in his body was standing up. His hair was sticking up this high, and I mean, I wanted to run up to her and be like, "Are you fucking with us? Are you playing?
Yeah.
This is fake." And I went over and I literally had to go over and look at her face. And I was like, damn, too bad.
Yeah.
But that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then we went to the gas station to get some lighters, and this little homeless guy just walked around, and he was like, "Stay strong." I was like, wow, I don't know. I believe in things like that.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, I got a friend. Every time you hear that, it's my friend request.
Friend request. Yeah.
I even changed it to friend of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so ridiculous.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, it was. I mean, she had the same outfit, same hair, stopped the hair, jet black. I mean, same type shirt, same spandex pants.
Really?
Flip flops. I mean, it was her. It was.
Maybe it's a sign.
I know. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it's like my dad said, she's down and she's here with us,
Yeah.
But I already knew that. But it was like I felt better. I was real sad at the moment, but I felt better. When we left, I was like, okay. But it comes and it goes. 1 second I'm like, I forget all about it, and then I see it on TV, or I look at my phone, or I have a tattoo about her. It's a lupus ribbon I got.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it. That was the first one. Then my dad got one. My mom.
I saw your dad's.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it just says Shanann, and
Yeah.
but I got it before our first lupus walk that we did, and I couldn't wait to show her, and it was so sore. Oh my God! The guy that did it was like 400 pounds.
Oh, really?
He sucked. It's all awful. It's got to be redone. And I swear, I could feel it. my whole rib cage, like, like it felt like it was tattooing my nipple, I guess, because all the nerve endings. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. But she was like, "Why'd you do that? Why'd you put it there?" I said, "Well, they said the worst place to put it was right there." And I said, "I want to feel some of the pain that you do, you know." And she said, "Well, why there?" I said, "Well, close to my heart, you know." And I said, "Eventually, when you have kids, I'll put them there, you know." And she's like, "Oh," and she cried, and we hugged, and you know, it hurt for hell. It hurt like hell for days. But I don't regret it ever. I'll never regret it. I got one here from my cousin that died 15 years ago. You know, it's like my ex-girlfriend in Canada said, you know, I've never seen anybody go through as much as you have in your life. I mean, I've been to at least 50 funerals in my lifetime. You know, friends, family. I got no grandparents. No, I mean, I got one best friend. You know, but it's pretty crazy. People ODing all the time. You know, old friends or car accidents. You know, some of my cousin died of a car accident. He was 24. But July 27th, he'd have been 38. So, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a wild ride.
Been rough, huh?
Yeah, I never thought this would happen. Sure. You know, if you're gonna take your anchor out on my sister, God, that would have killed me. But man, you know, these poor little kids had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with anything ever. They're so happy and so full of life. Yeah. And it's just so weird that Bella, you know, she was hugging the hell out of me before they left, and she didn't do that the whole time. The whole time she would not let me go. And she's being silly. She was like, "Uncle Frankie's in the house." She was like deepening in her voice. Yeah. Oh man, it was made me melt. You know, even her just when they say Uncle Frankie or even Frankie, I didn't care. You know, they didn't call me Uncle. You know, but Cece, it's too much for her to say Uncle. She's like Frankie, Uncle Frankie. But Bella, she was just a kind hearted. She was gonna be like me, I think. You know. And Cece was going to get her in some trouble.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It sounds like it.
I said she's a little adrenaline junkie. She was going to jump out of airplanes. And she was fearless, very fearless. If there was a snake, ooh, snake, you know. She wasn't scared of anything.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Well, those are the good memories, man. Those are the ones you want to hold on to.
Yeah, I wish I could have got to know more, you know. But thanks to Shanann and Facebook, I got to see them grow up, you know. So I'm glad she did that. I mean, there's millions and millions of pictures. Yeah. She loved those kids. All she did was take pictures. And that one picture I have is my Facebook cover. It's 4th of July. We were getting ready, and I was like, "Let me go get ready first before you take a picture." She's like, "No, they look so cute. Let's take a picture real quick." I'm like, "No, Dad, please, you know." It's like, "Please, I won't post it." Okay. And she posted it. And everyone loved it, so I was like, screw it, you know. And you know, I wanted to be red, white, and blue like they were. I wanted to dress up for 4th of July, you know, take them out and carry them to go see fireworks. And we get there and it's poured down rain. We missed the fireworks. Oh, no. Yeah, we had to go back home. But I recorded them on my phone for the girls, and they would be like, they'd be upset if you seen them without them. I was like, well, I mean, they all left. Like, I met them there, and when we got there, we were all hiding underneath the tent, and my dad was holding Bella, and my mom was holding Cece, or Shanann was, one or the other. And I mean, it was coming down like out of nowhere. And I thought I was gonna cancel fireworks. It was so bad. And everyone left, and I went to Panera Bread. I'm pretty sure you guys went to Panera Bread. I went to go get some broccoli soup for everybody, and I was gonna go home. And I was like, well, I'll clear it up. I said, I want to go see the fireworks. You know, it's only gonna be 30 minutes anyway. So I stopped there, and I was I'm recording it for the girls. I don't even think I even watched it because I was so busy trying to record it. Yeah, and then they get to the house, and she was like, you know how mad they would be if you seen them without them. I was like, oh shit. I can say someone sent it to me, you know. Yeah. But I don't even think we ever showed them, you know. But the broccoli soup. I was like, can Cece have this? She was like, I don't know what's in it. I was like, I don't know. Like I have to look up the ingredients. I mean, she was that worried. Any little thing. Ever since she had the epileptic shock, whatever you want to call it, she's been scared to death, and she was a nervous wreck constantly. Yeah, she followed every little thing she did. We put everything up that she couldn't eat, you know, and we bought everything she could and put it on her level. So if she went to grab something, it'd be something she wanted, and she was like everything she would read. If I had candy, and I'd be like, hey, can I give them a piece? And she would let me see it, and she'd read every little word, you know, and. So that's why I mean, you can look at it, you can watch one video and know she didn't do it, you know. So, but other than that, you know, other than that, that's all I really know.
Nothing else that you can think of, or any questions that we haven't asked you, anything like that?
No, just what people say. You know, that they thought that he was cheating, and Shanann said, well, if he's cheating, he doesn't have any game or something like that. I said, well, it would be something she'd say, you know, but...
She never said anything to you about it?
I wish she did.
Yeah.
I do. I wish. Because, you know, I don't know what I could have done, but I don't know. Probably would have busted his ass in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And got it out of him, that's for sure. No matter how big he got, I ain't scared of nobody, especially for my sister. You know how many fights I've gotten to for my sister? How many times I got beat up because of my sister? You know, guys were men in schools, you know, with the old their pins, they're actually pins, now it's stickers. They're poking her on the school bus, they're poking her, and I'm like, leave my sister, a bunch of black boys. I was like, leave her the hell alone, you know? She said stop. And I'm like, oh yeah, you gonna do something about it? And they like grabbed all their books and they like hit me on the head. That's probably why I got neck problems. And they just stomped me out on the bus right then and there. The bus driver, they didn't do nothing. Yeah, but you know, I didn't care. I'd do anything. Yeah, it's my sister. It's my only sister. And she took me to her senior prom because I didn't have a date. You know who does that?
Oh, really?
Senior prom.
Yeah.
And she was loved by many men. Any guy wouldn't want to be with her. And they were upset that she took me and seen it, but I was proud, you know. And she always got me girls to dance with, it's all her older girlfriends and things. So I was like, I had it made growing up. I did, yeah. I dated all her friends. She's like, what friend did you date? You know, like I don't know. There's quite a couple. I still can, you know. But yeah, I'd never do nothing. If I did, I'd tell you. I promise I would. But nothing, because. Anything I could say to help, I would, because I'd put him under the jail if I could, but I wish I did.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us. I know it's not easy, and
thanks for trying.
I can't imagine what you guys are going through. So,
and I'm sorry for. I mean, like I told the coroner, but I'm sorry what you guys had to see and do, and whoever had to find them. I can only imagine they got to see that in their head, you know.
Appreciate that.
I couldn't imagine. I feel sorry for everybody involved. You know,
thank you.
I'm watching people on the news crying. I don't know who the heck they are. They don't know who they are and crying. I mean, it means a lot. It did. Like that kid last night, he said, you know, he said something about what if the one girl seen the other girl, you know, it happening to them. He starts breaking down. I was breaking down. I'm like, man, this poor kid. He just got off work, but I went by just to drop off a baby bear, and all these kids were dropping off their favorite toys. You know, I'm like, oh man, I wish we could give it back to them and say the girls want you guys to have it. You know,
touched a lot of lives.
Yeah, we're gonna donate them to the St. Jude or something. To give all the babies, all the bears and stuff, all the things that can be salvaged. You know, because you know what else are we gonna do? I mean, we took a couple things that we could, some cards and things, but you know. I don't know, I'd like to have some of their things, you know, like their blankets and things, but you know, but I mean, it's the yard's getting bigger and bigger. They keep piling stuff up. I just every time it keeps breaking my heart. Like I want to go there so bad. I want to go in the house. I do. As bad as I know what happened in that house, it's probably all gonna hit me. But my sister loved her house. She worked very hard for what she had, and before she got with Chris, she was very wealthy. She had a huge house in Charlotte. You can look it up. Huge house. I mean, she did all on her own. She was making almost $500,000 a year at 20-something years old, like 22 years old. She was doing very good. She was very, very smart. She was very business savvy. It's like I said, she could sell ketchup to a ketchup factory. Like she could. I don't know how she did it. I mean, I know she was pretty, but she could talk and talk and walk. You know, so, and I had a lot to keep up with. You know, competition, you know, just made me look bad. You know, you're at my mom and dad's house, and here you are in 2 houses already, 2 kids. You know, working on your 3rd, married, happy. You know, and the wedding. If you watch the wedding video, I mean, it would kill you. And they're so happy. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, he was so awkward. He did like this little. He tried to do this Magic Mike dance, and he's so awkward.
Oh, really?
But he did it all for her, and guy was a goofball. But you know, I made us all love him more. He did it just for her. You know. Who cared what was watching, you know? And he's shy like me. I'm a shy guy, you know? I probably would never do that. I don't care how much I loved her, you know? But I don't know. I ain't met one that loved me as much as I love them yet, so we'll see. But, yeah, that was I don't know. And it's, whoever made the video, whoever she had to edit and stuff, was fantastic. They did a fantastic job. They did. And I don't know if I'll be able to watch it again, but
Yeah.
it's a good one. And his family didn't come to the wedding. They didn't come to Cece's birthday. That's upset Shannon a lot. Not for her, but for Cece. That's something they're gonna remember. But that's something they're gonna regret forever now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We still have those memories.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm very sorry for your loss. These are terrible circumstances to have to meet you, and I'm sorry to have to do this, but I greatly appreciate you taking some time out of your and speaking with us. Let me just get some booking stuff out of the way. Is it Frank? That's your legal name?
Legal name is Franklin.
Franklin? You go by Frank, though?
Yes.
And how do you spell your last name, sir?
Rzucek.
I knew I wouldn't get that one right. What's the date of birth for you, sir?
4/13/63.
And best phone number to get up?
North Carolina, 28315.
Okay. So I'll just start off with anything that you think you want or needed to tell us. Someone said maybe earlier that you had some information you want to pass on or something. No?
About.
I don't know. There might have been miscommunication, but I thought somebody said you had something that you wanted to pass on to us. Is that not right?
Okay. My mind's just.
No, I understand.
The text, that's all I was talking about earlier, but that was it.
Okay. And was that the Facebook request?
Yeah, they sent a request, and it just. It's probably my wife hasn't called me screaming because I know she probably got one too.
Right. Okay. So what can you tell me about Shanann and Chris and their relationship?
He was a great father.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't ask for a better father for him, for the kids. I mean, honestly, he did everything for them. Played with them, bathed them. I mean, I couldn't ask for someone better.
Okay.
Husband-wise, same way. Never seen any kind of problems with him. I was out here prior to the 6 weeks she was here. I don't know the exact date before they both went on the vacation with her Thrive company, and watched the kids. There was a little bit of difference in him, but I just took it as being a father. I mean, he was getting a little sterner with the girls. I mean, it was nothing, he was always the quiet type with them. But he started getting a little sterner with them, and I just took it as being a father. Now he's getting a little bit tired of what they're doing, running them all over, so he's just getting stern with them. Never hit him that I know of. So, it's hard. There's different things that was going on. I mean, he did change his, they were going through this new Thrive stuff, or she was selling, and he started getting himself all built up and lost a lot of weight. But he was always a body type person, always took care of his body and all that. So they did come out. Janet came out for 6 weeks with the girls. They were going back and forth from our house to his house, his mother's house.
Okay.
And the little Celeste had allergies to nuts, tree nuts, very allergic to them. She had 2 EpiPens she had to carry with her. So she told us all, get rid of anything that's got nuts or just get it up high enough. Don't gotta throw it away, just get it out, no problem. My wife cleaned the whole house out. I mean, I had to go looking for stuff. She took underneath every cabinet. So she told Chris's parents the same thing. They did go over her house a couple times, and Chris's mom really never got along with Shanann because she took her son away from him. That's how we took it. They didn't come to her wedding. engagement party. They didn't come to nothing to theirs. So when Shanann was over, I think it was the second week she was there, the weekend, she had called me up frantically and said, "Get me the hell out of here now." The mother had nuts all over the place, and they were all worn. And she was there a week prior and told her to make sure this is this way. So the mother, at that time, Shanann was feeding the girls some hot dogs for lunch and all this, and she had her other two nieces and nephews over, and they came out with ice cream with all these nuts in it. And so ended up being, Shanann and her had little words, and Shanann said no, and she called me up and said, "I gotta go. We just had a blowout because, she's got nuts on the table, nuts on the in the cabinet right there, open for this little girl." And she said, "No, I'm done." And so she told Shanann, "Well, that's just a training lesson or something like that to her." I'm like, that's not it's a 3-year-old girl you're talking to. It's not something you're trying to, discipline. Birthday present, hey, your sister's getting a birthday present today. You're not getting one because it's not your birthday. That's some kind of, saying this is what you do,
Right.
So Shanann called Chris and told Chris about it. So Chris said he called his parents that night, and his mother told him the same thing. That's what we heard. I didn't hear it, but that's what Shanann had said. So, of course, Shanann never went back to the house with the children. She stayed at our house. So, there was a few times that Shanann would FaceTime Chris, because she would FaceTime every night because of the children. Mm-hmm. And there was a few times, a couple of times it did catch me off guard, like, what's going on? Because she was like, "Are you going to pay attention to the children?" Like he was in another world out there. And he's like, yeah. And then, like I said, and I started saying, well, what's he doing? Is he just not, ignoring him and just not paying attention, watching TV or whatever, When he came out, he was the same way. If you've ever seen anything, if you've seen with Chris, he's just the same way. That's how he is. There's no, everything you see in the courtrooms or whatever, he's the same way. That's just how he was.
As far as
his demeanor, he was just more straightforward and didn't,
quiet.
Yeah, he wasn't the really, he would talk to us when we were there. Everything would have a good time, but it just doesn't, We went to the beach. The kids, it was the first time they ever went to a beach, and he was like the same way. It didn't dawn on me anything, and Shanann never said anything to us about a separation, fights. I don't know if she wanted to just keep it from us and not, get us involved in it. So we knew nothing about anything that they were doing, separation or any of this stuff, until this all happened, and friends of Shanann said, no, this is what was going on. And they said, they had a suspicion that he may have been cheating on her, because she had come home. When he went, she was gone Saturday he would say he was going to a baseball game. And I caught that kind of odd, because he never leaves the kids with somebody else if Shannon's not there. He's usually always home. Okay, they made the arrangement to go to a baseball game, but she came home and she checked her finances on the phone and found out he spent $60-something for dinner. And he says, yeah, I went out and had salmon and a couple of beers. So, unless you went to a real expensive restaurant, $60 for a couple of beers, and that may have caused a little bit of, with her, like I said, if she knew anything that was thought something, that really threw her off, saying $60 for salmon and that.
So he told her that, or she called him?
No, I don't know if she was home at the time or if she called him up.
Uh-huh.
But, it just didn't sound right to her.
Okay. And how do you know that conversation? Did she tell you this?
No, somebody else told
her.
Her girlfriend, I think she told Nikki, the one that was there. And then she told us. And, like I said, that some of the stuff is kind of not all my words. So
right. And I just need to make sure I understand which is.
Yeah, I didn't hear that personally from anybody.
Okay.
I talked, I believe, I believe we talked to him and the kids that Sunday night for FaceTime. I believe Bella was eating cold pizza and some kind of a Jolly Rancher taffy or something like that it was. And that was the last time I've talked to anybody. I haven't, the last time I talked to my daughter, I got to look at my phone. It was a while because she went away, and I usually don't bother her when she's away. I'll text her here and there, but that's the last until that morning when that afternoon we found everything out.
How did you guys find out?
My wife was trying to get a hold of Chris. Well, first she tried to get a hold of my daughter. That morning, that Monday morning. She kept calling her, couldn't get her, so she texted her, and she texted her something. But she says she texted her. If Shannon didn't want to bother with my wife, because my wife can be a little pushy sometimes. She may tell her to go F and just leave me alone, I text her back, I'm fine, just leave me alone. So, she never called me to say, hey, can you text Shannon to find out? So, nothing. And then she called Chris, told Chris that you better call the hospitals or something because Shannon's not answering her phone and she's supposed to take Bella to kindergarten. And when Shannon was here, she was just so excited to take her because I said, why don't you take her to the new school you guys just had built up the street? She said, no, Dad, because then if she does that, then she's got to go to pre-K again. I want her to start kindergarten right now. And my daughter's a stickler when it comes to being on time and everything. So when Sandy got off the phone with Chris, or Chris called her back, so I texted her a few times. She's in one of her moods. She said she was going to her girlfriend's house and that we had a little bit of a fight this morning, but nothing. And then Nicole called Sandy up and told her that the police are at the house because she can't get a hold of Sandy. Get a hold of Shannon. That's the one that dropped her off that night. And she said, I can't get in the front door because the lock was on, the safety lock I put on there. And so then they got a hold of the cops. I called Chris twice and said, where are you? They're at the house. Where's Shannon? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm on my way. I'm fine. I'm getting there. And then he got to the house, and then all this was going down. And then I don't know if it was the same day that Nate had called me and said that he had it on video that he backed his truck into the driveway that morning, which never ever gets back. I was living out here for over a year and a half in their house, and that truck never ever, his company truck never got pulled into that driveway because it leaked oil, from what Shannon said, and she didn't want her driveway dirty with oil. So it would never, he would have to take it to a car wash and everything, and nothing was ever done in that house with that truck because it's a company truck. So when he told me that, and then he threw at me, he said, yeah, and then, it was kind of funny because when you guys were gone, she was gone, he would took her car out of the garage and parked it down the street for a couple of days. I'm like, what? Why would he do something like that? So, and then when he told me the truck was back into the driveway, and then I heard, because Sandy was on the phone with them when they got into the house. And I was there, and they said, her cell phone is here. Her purse is here. And then when I ended up getting a hold of the police, I said, you better get his GPS. I didn't say it that way, but I said, you better get his GPS because something is wrong. That man never pulls his truck in, and it's in the driveway.
I'm sorry, Nate told you this?
Yes, Nate.
Who's Nate?
Nate's his neighbor.
The neighbor, okay.
Mm-hmm. He's the one who had all this on the video.
The camera, gotcha.
The cop's like, well, we got to do what we got to do. And she might have just ran away. I said, no. My daughter's phone is like a magnet. That phone does not leave her side. I don't care where she is. That phone is with her 24/7. That's her business. She runs the Thrive business, and she never leaves the house without her phone. I told the cops, you can say what you got to say, but there's something wrong. And there's just so much stuff that's been going on afterwards, and I went on TV and thanked everybody for it because I just can't understand them. And for him to do what they say he did to these two little children, or saying my daughter did it, I don't believe that at all. But she would never ever hurt those kids. That's her life, and to have another baby, it was just, that's her life. She took care of kids all her life, and I don't know how you could kill two little kids and then throw them in an oil tank. I mean, when I heard that, that just really...
It's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... Like I said, but like I told the DA, I said, I can't lie. I mean, he was a good dad and he was a good father from what we know. Their financials and everything else, I don't know nothing about them. She never talked to anything about it to us. Now, she did speak to a few friends and told them what was going on. But other than that, I didn't know anything that was wrong with them.
So you had no idea if they were in financial troubles. They never asked to borrow money or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And she never said anything about them not getting along or them...
Because if I would have known that she and him were having an argument or fighting, and she felt unsafe going home with him, I would have been right there with her, because, just don't trust nobody.
Yeah. How did they meet?
They met through a friend of, I believe it was either hers or his, in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, she was going through, like, they say she was going through some hard times with her lupus. And he was there. And, I mean, she couldn't talk more about him. She used to have migraines, because she had lupus. She had migraines. She had fibromyalgia. She had all these diseases. And she said to us one time, she said, Mom and Dad, my head was hurting me so bad that I fell asleep on his lap. He was rubbing my head. And he stayed there for hours with me. Didn't even move, didn't even bother to get up, just let me stay there, So, I don't, they met in North Carolina, and then they got married out there. And then they moved out here through one of her friends that said that the weather out here was better. She came out here to visit, and then they moved out here, which, of course, we didn't like that.
Right.
It was so far away.
Right. So... is that the reason they moved out here? Is because the weather was better for her medical conditions?
Yes.
Okay. So I talked to one of their friends that said that he moved out. Did he just transfer job?
What happened was when he came out here to talk to some people to find a job, and somebody knew him as he was a master mechanic.
Uh-huh.
So he ended up finding a job real quick out here.
Okay.
So he stayed out here while she was back home, because she owned a house out in Charlotte. So she stayed out there so she can get everything done. We up there packing, load up everything, and it went out this way. And then she came out. But yeah, she did stay back because she had to sell her house.
Okay. When did they move to Colorado? Do you remember? Roughly?
4 years ago, maybe.
4 years ago.
Bella's 4, 5 years, maybe, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time when they moved out here.
Okay. I just wanted to go back to something you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the neighbor that told you that the car was parked down the street? That's Shannon's Lexus SUV?
Yeah.
Okay. And
because when he told me that, I said, "Did you tell the police this?" He said, "I told them everything. Right?
Okay.
Everything that I knew about what was going on here. I told them everything."
And when was that parked down the street? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't really know the dates, but Chris had told him that they said there's some break-ins. Shanann had told me that there had some break-in, car break-ins, and someone left the garage open and someone stole stuff. And he had told Nate that somebody was stealing some stuff out of his truck. So can he park it in front of his house across the street at the time, so he can, if anything goes on with the camera, he could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Nate said, "No problem. I have nothing to think about anything." So yeah. So I mean, and then he deleted his Facebook page. I believe it was he told me that when I called him up, I said, everybody's calling and trying to find out why don't you have your Facebook page or trying to contact you. He said, oh no, I deleted that like a week and a half ago. So he took his Facebook page right off.
When was that? Do you remember?
What's that?
That he took his Facebook page.
Oh, I talked to him Monday that they went missing, and he had told me he took his Facebook off about a week and a half ago because he was just tired of being on there. And I never contacted the man on Facebook.
Yeah.
Except to call him on FaceTime. I mean, I never called. That's through his phone, but I never called. I mean, everything that was through his phone, I guarantee you, when all the pictures that was on there and comments, a lot of them Shanann did, because he never really went on Facebook. He wasn't that type of person, but he had the page. But then all of a sudden, it was a week and a half. I said, why'd you do that? I was just tired of being on social media and stuff like that, so he deleted it.
Okay. Do you know of any other social media pages he had?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
So they moved out here before Bella was born?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Bella was born out here. Bella was born out here in 2013.
Okay.
Because she would be turned 5 in December.
Right. Tell me about the pregnancy. How did you guys find out, and what did they say about that?
Whether she just found out she was pregnant?
Yes.
Oh, she called us and told us
Okay.
that she was pregnant again. And it's something that, with her health, she had problems with Bella, she had problems with Celeste, and we were worried about her health.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand you want to try to have a boy, but we're worried about your health before you have another baby. And they were trying, from what we were told, they were trying to have another baby. And then when she was pregnant, she had, every time she was pregnant, she did something big for Chris. This surprise, go upstairs and read this, and she had shirts made for everybody. Said, we're expecting again, or something like that. It said, and he came walking in the house because she had on video.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to have 6,000 videos and pictures on her phone. And you see him come in. He was all excited and everything else, and I don't know. And then that Monday when she came back, she told Chris had told us that she had a sealed letter. So what he told her, this was enough, because we kept asking Shanann, what is it? What is it? I don't know yet, Dad. I don't know yet. And we know she went to the doctor before she left. She said, I don't know. And then he said that she had a sealed envelope or a sealed letter from the doctor's office telling him what the sex was of the baby. So I never got to see that from her.
Do you know who prompted having a third child? Was that her idea? Was he pushing for it? Do you know?
They were trying to have a boy. He wanted to have a boy.
Okay.
Even though Celeste was a tomboy.
Yeah.
She was a...
When was the last time you talked to Shanann?
Before she left. I can look at my phone and tell you exactly.
Before she left for
Arizona.
Okay.
And then I just texted her, told her to have a safe trip back. And
How often would you talk to her?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day we'd FaceTime. And didn't miss a day. If I missed a day, I was going crazy without seeing them kids.
But that's when she was at home? Is that what you said?
I FaceTimed them even when Chris was there. So if she wasn't there, I still FaceTimed.
Okay.
I FaceTimed almost every night unless I got home late from work and the babies were sleeping.
Okay. But you didn't talk to Shanann when she was on trips, generally?
Some we just text.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I never really bothered her when they were out. I mean, she'd take pictures of everybody and she'd be on, live and do all that. I usually never bothered her when she was there. I text her and how you doing? Is everything all right?
Okay. But you'd FaceTime every day to talk to the kids?
I would FaceTime every day to talk to the kids.
Okay. Even if she wasn't there?
Even if she wasn't there.
Gotcha.
Like I said, that Sunday I did call. We did FaceTime them and they were, I asked Chris how everything going good. Bella said something about mommy coming home. I said, yeah, she's not coming home till midnight, and she'll be home tomorrow. And
You remember what time on Sunday you FaceTimed?
they were eating dinner, so it had to be about 7 o'clock our time.
7
Because they-
o'clock.
North Carolina time. Because they usually eat around 5 o'clock, and Shanann is kids eat at this time.
I've
even when they came out North Carolina, I said, Shanann, you got to give them a little bit of break because it's different time now.
Right.
So now you're giving them food at 3 o'clock, and they're used to being eating at 5 o'clock. So you got to give them a little bit of break. So yeah, she was. I mean, kids took naps at 12 o'clock every day. I mean, she had them on a great schedule. They did it.
And nothing out of the ordinary on the FaceTime on
No,
Sunday.
it didn't. Chris is Chris. I mean, did nothing. Nothing ever gave me any kind of a thing that there was a problem at that house.
What did you think when you first heard that people couldn't get a hold of Shanann?
Well, when Sandy said she couldn't get a hold of Shanann, it didn't. I mean, it's because I know sometimes Shannon's like, "Mom, just leave me alone." She doesn't do it. But sometimes if Sandy couldn't get a hold of her, she'd say, "Can you text her and find out what's going on?" Shanann would answer pretty much me all the time. So she never called me. When I found out she was missing, and then before I even knew about the truck, and they said her phone was in there, I told them right away there's something wrong. And then she said the front door had the security lock on it because I put one on there when I was out there. Something similar to these, we put the latch on so the girls open the door, they can't get out. And I put one on there, and I put one on the garage door.
Do you know, did they usually leave those engaged or?
I had that question already. Shanann, if she got home late like that, she may do it. Shanann did it more than Chris would do it, just because the girls would open the door. Especially if they seen him pull up, they'd open the door and they'd run out, and they wouldn't run out like kids do.
Right.
They don't know a street. So yeah, if Shanann did come home late that night, she probably did lock that and put that across.
Okay.
And when they told me that was on, the back door was locked from the inside, the only way she got out would be the garage. They're like, well, she could have. No, my daughter's not climbing over no fence with no kids. My daughter is like my wife. I'd be arrested and he'd be arrested before she left that house. So, I mean, that's just the way they are. They're Italian. So, yeah, when they told me that, I understand what they had to do. They had to go in their steps and do all that. But, when I lived out here for so long, I mean, I know everybody's routine here. And she doesn't do it. And then they're saying, well, maybe somebody came in the garage and this and that. She doesn't open that garage door until the kids are in the car. Because they'll take off.
Right.
So that door never gets opened. I was like, well, anybody was in that garage, they would have had to get her from the inside, and they still would have had to go outside, and Nate's camera would have caught them then. And that's what really, I gave these cops some kinds of earfuls. So sometimes it wasn't the pleasant, but they listened to me. And, I was there. I know it, and that first day when they said she was missing, I just knew something was wrong because she doesn't do it. And then to find out the EpiPen was there, no.
Yeah.
That was her life right there.
But you didn't immediately think Chris had done something to her?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you thought?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's not like her, and he was the only one to see her that night. Mm-mm. I know her. She went and left that house.
Yeah. When did you live out there?
We've been back a little over a year now. This Christmas I was here. The Christmas prior to it, I was out there. So
the last Christmas.
Christmas I was here.
Here in Colorado.
Here.
Okay,
out there.
that's what I was clear. So last Christmas
I was in North Carolina.
Okay,
the Christmas prior to that, I know I was out here, and I think we spent 2 Christmases out here.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not sure. But I know I was out here that Christmas prior to that one. Because I made Christmas wreaths out in North Carolina, and the gentleman wanted me back bad, so he flew me out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Make Christmas wreaths?
Yeah.
Wow.
He wasn't losing any money no more. Because the year prior to that, that's right. The year prior to that, I'd left. So I was out there for 2 Christmases. Because the year before that, I left him, and he wasn't happy because then he had to buy pre-made ones, and he didn't like that. He didn't make the money. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So for 2015 and 2016 Christmas,
I was here.
You were in Colorado. Okay. Do you remember about how long? Was it just that year, or was it?
It was like 15, 16 months or something like that. I was here.
And was your wife with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what is her name?
Sandra.
Same last name, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Do you know her date of birth?
8/27/64.
Coming up, huh?
To get back to Chris.
Yeah.
The girls, when they were out there, they got punished for any reason. Even at the house here, they'd always cry for daddy. Daddy, daddy, daddy. Like, daddy's the easy one. They can get away with everything. Go in the corner. Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy. When they were with me, Shanann had set it up because I was out here for that week, and she wanted to come to visit everybody. It went from a week, then it went to 2 weeks. She says, "No, let me do it 6 weeks." She says, "It's been the summer." So she set it up so she could have the air flight with me so we can come back together, so she wouldn't try to put 2 little kids on the airplane by herself. And when I had them, since I'm going to go to the bathroom or whatever, they were great. Then all of a sudden they're looking for mommy, so they take off. I was being like an O.J. Simpson going through airports chasing these 2 little kids. And I caught them, and they were at the bathroom, and Bella was just like screaming like on top of her lungs like somebody was trying to steal her. I'm like, "Bella, your mother's coming." And I'm holding them, and right in the middle of an airport. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be arrested here for these 2 little kids screaming for their mother." And I was like right in front of the women's room, so I'm like sitting down. I wasn't about to try to pick them up and carry. And I'm like, these kids are out there to get me arrested and everything else. And when they came back to the house, they did the same thing with Chris. And now that I look at things and see what happened, why he may have done something like this. Maybe he just got tired of hearing his kids cry for mommy all the time and not him. And always, mommy disappeared, they're flying to her and not to him. And, maybe he had a little bit of a resentment in him. I don't know. But kids always go to their mother.
Yeah.
They always go, "Mommy, mommy, mom, go." I say, "Go. Go see your mommy." "You want to go? Go." I'm better off. So things like that, after this fact here, it's just, well, is this something that could have happened? When I left them at the airport to come back home, I left them, I was going down the escalator, and Celeste comes flying to the escalator. I go flying back up, but I don't need this little kid coming on his escalator. And it was just, giving me kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss, and they all came over to the elevator, and they're all blowing these kisses to me. And Chris's father was very close with the kids, from what I can see all the time. Sometimes me and him be on a text message. She put a picture up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and me and him be like, beautiful, love it. And it seemed like me and him were like in competition to see which way we went with
Right.
the picture, And, so, but Chris and his parents they're different than I'll say from us. I mean, it seems as though we have heart and feelings, and sometimes you see them and some stuff didn't bother them. Now that could be just the way they're brought up. I have, people are brought up all different ways. But I feel that also Chris may have thought that if something did happen just to Shanann, he knew it would happen to him, but maybe he knew that, hey, no, these kids are not going to her parents. So these things run through my head, in thinking of what maybe he was thinking of,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is it normal for them to come out for that long during the summer?
No, this was the first time Shanann did it.
Okay.
Because she knew that she was going to be pregnant and that she wouldn't be able to come, start flying. And she figured that if she came out, she'd be able to spend time with us and his family.
Okay.
So that everybody could see the kids for the summer and do whatever, we could do. We all were planning on like going to the beach at the end of because Chris was coming out the last week. And we were all planning, his family and everybody, go to the beach and everybody have a good time. So no, they never come out that long. Because she called me up and she said, Dad, I'm gonna come out for the summer. Come out for in the summertime and spend some time with you guys. Because we always come out here to watch the kids. Me and the wife always come out and take time. We take our vacations to come out here and watch the kids while they go on their vacations because the company pays for everything. So we'd come out. Okay, yeah, great, because we get to spend time with the kids. So one of us would come out here. So it wasn't, this was totally, different. Like she said, I'll come out for 2 weeks. I said, okay, no problem. And then she called me back, says, well, maybe I'll come out for a little longer. I said, can you handle being with your mother longer? Well, I'll just have to try to work that out. I said, okay. Because they're, my wife always says, my kids don't take after me. I said, oh, your daughter is, you guys, and me and my son are the same way. It's like, butt heads all the time.
Right.
It could be the simplest thing, and we're just butting heads. So it's not like they fought. It was they just butt heads. And I said, well, you can handle it, then fine. And then she said, okay. And she called me back. I said, well, Mom's birthday's coming up too, and maybe we'll just stay out there for a little longer and just spend. I'll go stay here with you, and then go by Chris's family, and we go back and forth. No problem. So it was nothing. That was the first time it happened, and I guess it gave him time to think about what he's going to do. Because I don't think this was a spur of the moment thing.
Why are you saying that?
Well, because stuff don't add up. Why would you move the car out of the garage? Supposedly we're here and you have a girlfriend. You pretty much knew where to take them. I don't know why you would take them to your job. There's plenty of places out in Colorado. I drove for Lowe's out here, and I went to the mountains, and there's some canyons out there that I don't think anybody be found.
Right.
It just doesn't add up the way it happened, And the thing is, it's just, you taking the car out of the garage and doing these different things that you never ever do.
So when did that happen? When did he take the car out of the garage? Do you know?
I don't know the dates.
Okay.
Nate would know if you need to speak to him. He'd probably be able to give you a better idea. But I know he said, yeah, it was like a few weeks he was gone, and he pulls the car out and not parks it across the street, but parks it down the street. Like, why would you do that? And my daughter got the Lexus through the company. They make a certain amount of money, and then they give you money to go out. It's like a Lexus, Mercedes, Audi. You got to get all these big expensive cars. And so she hit her thing, and they give her you go out and you get your car, and then they send you I think they were saying she gets like $800 a month for the car. So they pay for the car, plus you get your money and everything else. And but why would he park his car? And I was sitting there when Shanann called him up that night before he was coming. She said, "Why don't you call an Uber to make sure you get a ride to the airport? Because this airport's expensive as hell to pay for." And he said, "All right, I'll do that." And then he came out and he said, "No, I forgot to get an Uber. I left the car out at the airport." And she was like, "You left my car outside." And then she heard you guys had that hailstorm, and she was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing, Chris? We're not go back and find it damaged." And we were driving home. I was driving him up there, and I said, "Chris," I said, "I hope that car ain't damaged, buddy." He said, "Yeah, I'll just go out there and get it and just make the phone call and make the claim and not go back." I was like, "A good idea." I mean, you know, I don't. The things that he was doing prior to that I'm hearing doesn't add up to him just on a spur of the moment doing something.
Yeah. So it'd definitely be
my daughter, even though she was 15 months pregnant, is a fighter. She has legs on her to throw you across this room. And if he did do something, he did this, I still say he did this while she was sleeping, because he would not look the way he looks right now if she was up. She would have wailed him. I mean, she would not have just not given a fight. Mm-mm.
I know you said she had lupus, fibromyalgia,
She had lupus,
migraines.
fibromyalgia, migraines. She just recently, a year or so ago, had neck surgery. She had they had replaced something in her back for her neck. I mean, she probably had more diseases that she rattles them on, but I don't remember everything she said.
Right. Okay. Has she always been that way? I mean, she had a lot of medical issues when she was a kid?
Well, when she was a kid, see, we didn't know anything. So when she was a baby, or she was a kid, even a teenager, we took her to all these doctors because she always had migraines. Always bad migraines. I mean, she had to go to the hospital. She took those real strong pills and everything else, and she used to go get shots and all this for it. And we took her to all kind of doctors when she was little. Brain surgeons, we took her to everybody to find out why she kept having these problems, and nobody could find out until one day when she was living in Charlotte. She went to a doctor and they happened to test her for it, and they found out she had it. I mean, that was just a godsend there that somebody actually took the test and did it.
And that's when they found out she had
lupus.
The lupus? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so now when people tell me they have all these different I said, please tell them to check you for lupus. I mean, it's another test. Just tell them to take another test. Mm-hmm. I mean, you go to a doctor, they give you 50,000 tests anyway, so you might have add another one to it. I mean, it doesn't hurt since we didn't know nothing about it. So, people tell us they're having, aches and pains, or having this, and they're going, well, have them test you for lupus. Because Shanann went through all this for years, and we never knew it. And someone found out, and when she did find out, I mean, she couldn't eat gluten food. I mean, she couldn't do a lot of things, and then when she came out here, and I mean, this stuff here is not medical. It's not even, I don't think it's FDA approved or whatever it is. But when she came out here, people kept trying to get her to go on this stuff, and it helps, blah blah blah, and everybody's expecting, I don't want to spend all this money on this stuff. Who knows if it works? When she got on that stuff there, she stopped taking. From what I know, she said she stopped taking all her lupus stuff.
And you're talking about the Thrive?
Mm-hmm. Is that vitamins? Is that a vitamin patch? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a patch.
Yeah.
It's a shake, and it's pills, and it's a boost. The boost works really good, because I was one that drank 2 monsters a day. And a friend of ours' daughter, she was a guard in the prison. She came home. She worked nights. She came home one morning, and she drank a Red Bull, had a heart attack, and died.
Wow.
So I stopped. Once I heard that, I stopped them, and the boost I take, and that stuff really works.
Did your wife take it too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about any mental conditions or any psychiatric help or anything like that she had when she was growing up?
No.
Never heard of anything. Never heard of her going to a psychologist or psychiatrist or
I mean,
counselor or anything like that?
not that I can recall.
Did she ever have any problems with the pregnancies with Bella and Celeste?
Bella, she had, I don't think she had, she may have had a little bit of a, whatever normal pregnancy, but Celeste, she did have more pain. She had different things with Bella. Celeste, sorry, I'm not
That's
a
fine.
woman, so I don't know all the medical terms for what they
Right.
had, but I know she had problems. That's why we were worried about her having a third one,
Mhm.
because plus her having the lupus and everything else, it's very rare that someone that has lupus will get pregnant. And she did, and then she had another one. And then when I heard she was having another one, I'm like, Shanann, you sure? We're worried about you. Even with Celeste, we was like, because she probably did have a problem with Bella. That's why we're so worried about it with Celeste.
Mhm.
And I'm fine. And, parents are worried about, your daughter.
Right.
I want a baby, but, you come first.
Right.
So, yeah, she probably did have some medical issues with them. Nothing. I mean, between having the baby on the spine and giving her the problems, I don't think the neck problem was part of that. It may have been. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. How about after the pregnancy, like postpartum depression, anything like that? No.
No. I can show you pictures of it. Just, Bella, she took pictures every month. Bella would have a sticker on her, 2 months old. And I mean, it was just, that's why I told the DA that I know you guys got her phone, but please, when everything clears, I just want the pictures off it. You can keep the phone, you can do whatever you want with the pictures and everything else, but please download these pictures, because she would, Dad, look, my hair would be up in the morning all over the place. She'd be snapping these pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, she can't stop.
I heard she like putting it on Facebook. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I mean, everything went on Facebook. I mean, I didn't mind, my wife said, no, I didn't care what I looked like, as my grandkids, I don't care. My hair was sticking up and I was sitting there and, half asleep or whatever. I didn't care. Yeah, do it. I don't care. Oh yeah, she was she's and not just one or two. She'd sit there and keep snapping at you.
Yeah.
I'll just delete the ones I want. Yeah, you ain't deleting nothing.
Not buying that. Huh?
I'm not buying that at all.
How about Chris? Do you know if he had any medical issues?
I know he had, besides a hernia or something like that, but
No, like ongoing medical issues.
not that I know of. You said that there's something that may be there, but I don't remember anything about it. So
Okay. How about psychiatric or?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. He never went to a doctor for anything that I know of, but
Mhm.
I forgot. Shanann said something was with him. Or I don't know, but I don't know nothing.
Okay. When you said Shanann said something, do you remember if that was like in a text or over the phone or in person?
No, she told me, but this is going back years ago. That's why when you said that, it just,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to bring it back, but I'm not 100% sure on any of that, so I can't say.
Okay. And how about with the kids? Ongoing medical issues. I know Celeste had
Celeste
the
had some allergies to
allergies.
the nuts.
tree nuts. Is that right?
Yeah, they had some other allergies to grass and all that other stuff. Bella had, she was little, she was allergic to eggs. And she couldn't have the milk, she had to have another milk. But because she put them all through, and Celeste also had a problem with her throat, because they had to put her, did a test on her throat when she was little, because she was having a hard time swallowing. But that went away.
Okay.
Well, that went away.
That was Celeste, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bella had, they had a little bit of allergy type things, but nothing that. Celeste was the main one right now.
Yeah.
Because of the nuts. So
Did Bella's egg allergy go away?
Bella's allergy, after because they never gave her eggs anyway, so
Okay.
she couldn't have like cakes or nothing. Because even if it was cooked, her throat would get a little bit clogged up. I mean, mine does that too, but it's Shanann was no, can't be no. So Bella was pretty much, there was really nothing that I can recall that she couldn't eat. But Celeste was really the one we were worried about. Ooh, excuse me.
How often did you talk to Chris?
On Facebook every night.
Okay.
Because they usually text. We usually called them, and they were eating. That was the best time to talk to the girls, because otherwise they would be either playing or watching TV. And when they start watching their guppy people and everything else, you ain't getting their heads to move. I mean, you go in front of them and they're like, yeah. So we would talk to Chris every night. Hey, how you doing? How's work and all that? Yeah. I talk sports with him. I mean, yeah.
On Facebook, you said? FaceTime.
FaceTime, yeah.
FaceTime. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I never called Chris to just talk to him. No, it was always on
it was for the
FaceTime.
kids. Okay. Did you talk to him on Saturday? Do you know?
See, I didn't call him this weekend. Otherwise, it would still be on my phone. My wife called him. I know I talked to him Sunday night. I could swear I talked to him Sunday night, because Bella was eating cold pizza. She wanted cold pizza. I didn't see Celeste. I heard her. I didn't see Celeste, but I heard her. And that's when she said, "Oh, Mommy's coming home." And he said, "Yeah, no, Mommy's coming home tonight. So tomorrow morning you wake up, Mommy will be here." So. And my wife wanted to delete stuff, so she couldn't pull it back up. But I told her, I said, no, we did talk to him, because they went to a birthday party that day.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 birthday parties or something they were going to. So they did go to some birthday parties.
Okay. What am I missing? Anything else that you think we should know? Any questions that we haven't asked you?
I mean, I don't. I don't know. I mean, just the stuff that he did doesn't add up to why he took cars out and did this and did that. And like I told them, I mean, I can't lie about the man. He was a good father and a good husband. Can't come back and say, no, he was this and that. I can't do it. It's not in me to do that.
Right.
Because it's all over Facebook that he was not a bad guy. So
Right.
I can't do that to him. I can do it to him now, say he's a bad guy, but I can't say nothing about prior to that. It's just like I said, his dad was, from what I saw, his dad was very close to the girls. When he came out here, he was all over the girls. I mean, all over them. I mean, color with them, play with them. I mean, they'd wake him up and he was sleeping on the couch. I mean, the mom was more of a distance person.
Did he have any brothers or sisters then?
He had a sister. She never came out here. From what people tell me, she was at the house the day that all this happened. I don't know about that. But yeah, he's got a sister. She's got 2 kids, and his mother watches those 2 kids like 3 or 4 days a week. Because supposedly she works nights and she goes out on business. She works at the hospital. The day they all went missing, I mean, we weren't really, because after the fight, they all took us off of Facebook. They all blocked us.
After the fight about the nuts
The
and
nuts,
stuff?
they all blocked us.
Okay.
And it was strange because his father didn't do it for a while because I kept getting his posts on my thing.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, the father did it. Sister didn't actually do it to me, but they just blocked us all of a sudden. And the sister today, that Monday when they got missing, I had text her on Messenger and said, "Did Chris call you and tell you that Shanann and the girls are missing?" Never got a response from her. Never. And it wasn't like I was trying to do anything. I just want to let you know if Chris didn't get you yet, I want to give you the heads up on it. We never got a response. Frankie, if you ask him, he's got messages from her because she finally got a hold of him. I don't know what else. I mean, if I think of anything, but like I said to Frederick, we were talking the other day about some stuff. He was asking me about the Jack and Jill bathrooms. Yes, they were constantly locked because they didn't want the girls to go together at nighttime. The lock, like you asked, I would say yes, she probably did lock it. I know the garage one she used to always lock. Other than that, I mean, I never seen anything that was wrong in that house when I lived there, or even talked to them. I mean, she never told us anything. Never.
That just reminded me of something. When the police were there with Shannon's friend and they called Chris to get into the house, he said that the keypad to the garage wasn't working.
Yes,
Are you
it does
familiar
not
with
work.
that? That is correct.
Didn't work when I was out there.
Didn't work when you were out there? Okay.
No, because she asked me the code, and I told her the code. It was 2385. As far as I remember, it was 2385. And she said, "No, it's not working. It's not working." And then I knew it was still not working. Prior to when Shanann was here, well, out there by me, they were having a problem with the garage door. It would just all the time would just repeat itself, saying someone's opening the garage. Garage is opening. Garage is opening. And she kept telling him to call to get it fixed. And he said, "I'm working. He's doing it." And then he fixed it. And that's why when I asked the police, did the alarm show anything more from the morning, and they said it did go off, and I was like, well, I know she said she was having a problem with it. No. Whether he ever got it fixed or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing that the keypad did not work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does Shanann have any siblings other than Frankie?
No.
No.
No, we were lucky ones and had a boy and a girl.
All right. Well, I'm sure your head's spinning, so you can't think of anything else.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, he just is, now that, everything happened, now I look back and there was maybe why was he getting mad at the kids for it? I can't, I just thought at the time it was just, father getting a little bit sterner now and say, you're not going to get over on me now. I'm gonna, he wouldn't, because when I was out here, he did it and I looked at him like, is that you? Is it you yelling at the girls? I never heard you do that. It was like, okay, maybe you're just doing your thing. It wasn't a constant thing. It just caught me off guard because it never did it. Oh, Bella, come on, let's go, Bella, 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 or Celeste. And, to hear him raise his voice like that, I was like, whoa.
And that's when he was out in North Carolina?
No, when I was out here just before they left.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, okay. You're getting a little bit sterner there, but nothing that I would think of.
Right.
This would ever come through.
Right,
Like, okay,
right.
you're getting a little sterner with the girls. Okay. Just that the girls just, I don't know. They're girls. Sorry. I don't think of anything that would come top of my head right now.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you taking time to talk to us. I know it's a tough thing to do, especially right now. I appreciate you
It's been, we have our good times and we have our real down times. So
Imagine.
the past couple of days were really bad. This morning was even harder.
Really?
Yeah, to see him.
I can't imagine. Can't imagine what you're going through.
Yeah, so it was. It's real hard. I don't. I'm trying to even think of what they were talking about the other day. The Frederick Crawford talked to me about if there was anything that they said that I can't remember now. Can't remember now. I mean, if anything does come up, and I mean, I'll give you guys a call and say,
Yeah.
hey,
So I'll
this come up, and
leave my
you know,
card, and I got my cell phone on here top too. So,
yeah, I mean, you know, this come up, and you know, this is what I'm thinking. But like I said, I don't. Yes, did I think he did something right away? Yes. I would think it, but yes.
Yeah.
When I found out everything was left in the house and he was the last one to leave that house, yes, he did something right then and there. I knew he did something to them.
Okay.
Because the car, everything was left there, and the house wasn't a mess. I mean, besides they said the bed. I mean, no, she would have fought somebody.
Yeah.
So that's why I say something had to be done when she was sleeping because of she would have given a big fight, and you know how big he was. I think he would have went down because she's got a leg on her, and she would have kicked him and he would have went down. I'm sorry to say it, but she would have went right for that, and he would have been down. So that's what I'm saying. You know, they were asking me, I don't know if you knew about it, they were asking me about the pillow and the blanket or something like that on the couch. It's not uncommon for it to be there. There was either a big blue, like a big king size blanket out there, or a big burgundy. I'm colorblind, so if something's not 100% right in colors, that's just I'm colorblind. But there usually is a big blanket out there because they kept the temperature cold in the house, but she still would keep a blanket on her and sleep up there or lay with the kids and watch TV up there. Because when we were there, everybody stayed downstairs. But when they lived there by themselves, they lived just up in that loft. That's where they stayed all the time. So to have that bed, the blanket or something up there was no big deal. And the pillow very well could have been there. Or she just may have came home and just grabbed it and slept out there. That's where they found their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So she may just grab the pillow and just lay there and slept for the night.
Okay. So it wouldn't be unusual for her to sleep on that couch?
No, it wouldn't be unusual for her to pass out. I mean, she'll pass out on a chair downstairs. I mean, with us, even we were there, and wake her up to go to bed. And she's like her mother about getting up. And you're like, get up and go to bed.
Tread lightly.
You know, the wife's like, I call her the alligator because it'll be that one eye would open up and look at you, and it's like, you go to bed. So it wasn't like I said, you know, that's not something uncommon that she wouldn't sleep out there. She passed out watching TV. Plus, she came home late. It may have been already there. He may have been up there sleeping. I don't know. And never went to the bedroom. I don't know. And then maybe she just fell asleep there. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not uncommon though.
Okay.
It's not like they were fighting and she slept out there. I mean, it could have been reasons why she did that or he did that, but it's like I said, she'd be throwing his ass out of the house before she left that house.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing I kept telling these people. She is my wife through and through, and my wife would not leave the house. She'll have me arrested, and that's just the way Shanann is. She wouldn't leave it. Because the house in Colorado, in Charlotte, she built was actually bigger than this house. And it was only her, and she did this all on her own. Then she sold that house, didn't make much off it, but moved out here, and then they built this house. Everything that was from this house is in this house.
Mm.
So yeah, she's a hard worker. She ain't a slack person.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
She's been like that ever since she was 16.
Really?
Always work. So yeah, she would have gave up a fight. I'm sorry to say, but it's just how it is. So that's why we're saying he got her while she was sleeping.
Yeah.
Because you know, he's saying these other stories, which when I heard that, I mean, I was like, dude, you're just adding fuel to your fire, man. You're just burying your, because you got people out here now that are upset about you, and now you're saying that she did this, and it's like you pulled her off. If my wife did that, I would have beat her down and called the cops. I mean, I'm sorry, but I would have beat her and got her down and knocked her out and called the cops. Said, hey, get here now.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't strangle your wife and dump her in a pot. You know,
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you know, it don't. You know. And since like I said, he got built. I mean, he got thin because he was over 200 pounds, and he got himself his little 6-pack, and he got himself his arms. I mean, so he made himself look good, and she still would have knocked him down.
Yeah.
I swear she still would have knocked him. She would have knocked him for a looper.
Yeah.
So that's all. I mean, that's the only thing I have for you guys.
Okay. Well, like I said, I really appreciate your time. If you don't mind, we'll just talk to Frankie real quick.
I'll set it up.
Okay. I'll come down with you. I
Okay.
get up, stretch my legs anyway.